Greetings ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Psycho Gold and this is Psycho Gold Videos. Today we're going to be checking out something a little bit different. Now, if you don't know the name Carolyn Davis, then she is the voice of Albedo on the Overlord Abridged, which I reacted to quite a while ago now. And ever since then I've been following her on Twitter, and we've actually chatted a bit across Twitter and YouTube. She really liked my reactions, so I've kept up to date with the stuff that she's doing and seeing whether or not there are anything worth reacting to, comical abridged stuff, etc. And it turns out that today I have such a reaction. Now, admittedly, she tweeted this out quite a few days ago, and it's been up for a few days, and it's got like 90,000 views already, so I'm not exactly first to this party, but yeah, it turns out that there's two abridged Goblin Slayer episodes that I'm aware of, made by different teams. The one that I'm checking out is going to be linked in the description below, and it is on the channel Grimjack69. I think they're calling themselves, yeah, from the Schmuck Squad, which is a great name by the way, so if you're watching. And yeah, I'm very interested to see whether or not this abridged can match the quality that we've seen from previous abridged shows. I'm not familiar with the Schmuck Squad, so I've no idea if they've done other abridged that people really like or if they don't like, but as they've got 120,000 views and nearly 10,000 likes, I'm gonna guess that this is at least worth checking out. So without further ado, we're gonna do just that. 3, 2, 1, go!
Dysentery! Get your fresh dysentery! I got dysentery!
I want it all! Spit on my mouth! Hi!
What?
Our adventurers guild.
Okay.
Are you making a delivery?
I'm here to apply. I'd like to become an adventurer.
Reconsider.
Yeah, pretty much.
Keep it on your
Guild Girl knows the truth.
Your corpse is easier to identify.
Wait, I'm starting to do that reconsidering thing.
Don't listen to her!
Makes your corpses easier to identify, love it.
Titan Storm! An up-and-coming party in the guild. I'm the party fighter and party leader. This here's our monk, and she's a master of karate.
I studied Northern Shaolin at my family's temple.
That's the spiciest kind of karate.
Before
It's not
he attempts
karate.
to introduce me, I'm our party wizard. I studied at the Arcanumarium in Absalom, graduated top of my class.
She's a magic girl.
Well, I recognize Carolyn's voice straight away.
It's something an illusionist could do. I'm an evocation mage. I evoke things.
Can you evoke a rabbit?
A rabbit is not a part of the elemental fury I wield.
Okay, so she can't even evoke a rabbit. She's clearly the weakling. But you're a priestess!
What?
You can really help.
Okay, I'm liking this already.
As you can see, we can get a little banged up every now and then.
That is Scotch tape. You're not wounded.
Well, I would have gotten real bandages, but someone couldn't evoke them for me.
That is conjuration magic. I am an evocation mage.
Okay, this guy is actually just as brain dead as he was in the show. That's brilliant.
You have left me hanging again, but I'll forgive you again if you give us a real quest for once.
Pretty please. I have been sparing you from your imminent demise and wanton disregard for your own well-being for weeks now. But your tenacity might just be enough that you can take out a small group of goblins northeast of town. Goblins? Aren't we well equipped enough to deal with larger foes?
Yeah, like a dragon. Give me a dragon. I'm a slay it. Dragon Slayer. Or, wait, Dragon Boy. Boy Slayer. I'll workshop it.
What are you going on about?
You deal with the goblins, and if you survive, then yes, I will give you a dragon slaying quest. Who's your next of kin again?
Not important. Come on, guys. Got some goblins to
Oh, I wish Guild Girl was like this in the show.
Agree to join us, or
Titan Storm! Storming out of Titans! Titan Storm! Doing all the fighting!
Whoa! What the fuck is this? Yeah! What are you?
Okay, I don't know who it is who's doing his voice, but Jesus, dude. I love it. I love it so much.
Scout out the area before going into the Goblin's Den.
Meh. Do you honestly think that's necessary?
Besides, we don't have
Yes!
a scout.
Yes, I do!
Though, so you can priest over there or something.
that might be handy. I bet you could priest real hard if you wanted.
I don't think that's a verb.
You want to see a verb?
You mean here?
Here! Swing! That's my sword sound. My blade.
What?
Bringer. has been sharpened for countless hours.
Can we focus on the task at hand, please? This cave stinks to high heaven.
Endbringer is amazing, and I will talk about it for as long as I want. I even used my dad's whetstone on it.
Hang on a minute. It just went sheath to unsheath in one frame.
I know we seem confident, maybe even brash, but we're prepared for this sort of thing. I've been training at my family's temple since I was just a kid. My fists are considered lethal weapons in 5 realms. And after this, Mama's open for 6.
Your grip is crushing.
I know. Imagine what it'll do to the goblins.
Please let me go. It hurts.
All right.
Okay. There's no way I'm not naming this reaction Titan Storm. I almost want this to be the show.
Out of here, I'm going to use the earnings to invest in reagents. These items won't enchant themselves. Yet. Note to self. Make items enchant themselves.
I only have 3 spells.
I love her
to trade,
sarcastic
and
tone.
to buy any potions. Should we turn back?
Of course we can't turn back. We're lost.
We've been walking in a straight line. How do you
I followed Endbringer. He never lets me down.
Just because you spent all your money on that sword doesn't make it infallible or capable of navigation.
Don't listen to her, Endbringer. You're cool. Wait! Whoa!
This is, I'm not gonna lie, this might actually be better than the show.
Jewelry, though. Nice.
Oh, merciful Earth Mother, if we are to die, please let our deaths be swift and painless.
Hey, I hope you're not trying to cast a spell. You only have 3 slots. Please save them for something actually important.
I just think we didn't prepare enough for this.
Stop that. Silence. I'm not casting silence, but shut up. Now keep moving or we're gonna get behind.
I'm not casting
See?
silence.
Speaking of, now move.
Wait,
What? What is it now? We're splitting the party. You never split the party.
I heard a noise.
And?
I think it was a goblin.
And? We're here to kill them. If they come to us, that just makes it easier.
Then turn around.
Goblins? Okay, I actually wasn't expecting them, but, fireball! I got one! Take notes, priestess. Witness the elemental tapestry that I wield! But how did... I didn't notice!
Yeah, that lasted for all of 10 seconds.
No! That's the staff of the acolyte you're holding, you foul beast! Give it back!
I love the fact she's saying all of the big names of everything, even when all of this is going on.
Rage of the Arcana Myriad gave me that staff!
Yep.
I'll kill you!
Oh, Jesus Christ, Carolyn! I thought you screamed bad as Albedo. Oh,
Priestess, where did those goblins come from? Why weren't you watching our rear? Whatever, you have a heal spell, right?
Yes, I have a first level cure light wounds.
I don't think a first level cure light wounds is gonna work.
Merciful Earth Mother, heal. Please heal
Just,
faster.
you know, just a thought. Holy shit, you're making him actually look decent. Tell you what, let's turn it down.
Endbringer? Wait!
Endbringer has abandoned your quest.
You can't by any chance raise dead, can you?
I can't even heal her. The wound closed up, but she's still dying.
Guess it's up to me then. Our name was stupid, but goddamn it, Titan Storm, I'll avenge you!
Yep, well, I distinctly remember her doing quite well to begin with until he turned up. Oh.
Nelson, help. You'll be okay. Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Okay, so in this version, she just left. And they very quite rightly skipped a couple of scenes,
All gonna be
which
okay.
makes perfect sense.
I'm sorry. Are you okay? I hope that means you're getting better. I need you alive. Please don't leave me alone.
Yeah, I think it might be a bit too late for that.
No! I only you hurt her! I don't leave me alone!
Right? Well, we all know what's about to happen next.
Where are the goblins at? Oh, there you are. Nope, try better! Ha, is that what you call stabbing? I'll show you real stabbing. Wait, this isn't stabbing. Let me try again. Oh, wait, that's not it either. I'll get it right.
Okay, so they've gone for the opposite. He's talking all the time. I love it. There we go.
Third time's the charm. Don't you get it?
What are you?
Slayer. Goblin Slayer.
I love his voice.
I mean your name, not your job title.
Hey, we're not on a name basis yet. What's your name?
My name is...
Rob! Your name is basis. No names. Not in this line of work. Now drink this antidote. It's the worst thing you'll ever drink.
What about her?
What about her?
She needs help. She was poisoned.
Okay, leave this to the GS.
I'm still alive.
Not for long.
Help my parents.
Rest now, soldier. Goblin Slayer's here. I'm Goblin Slayer, by the way.
We could have saved her.
Could we? Could we? Yeah, we could have. But were you holding out on a 4th level neutralized poison spell? You got your god on speed now, girly? Because when you're staring down a dagger laced with 2 doses green blood oil and goblin feces, you better be able to pray fast or you're gonna die fast. Now drink your goddamn medicine!
Okay, this version of Goblin Slayer is supposed to be abridged, but it's pretty much how I imagine Goblin Slayer actually is.
Goblin test. Only goblins drink their own piss. Vile creatures. I don't like them. Hate them. Hate goblins. Hate them.
You could have just asked me.
Ask me what? Huh? What? Anyways, I'm gonna kill the rest of the goblins.
See, now, if he was like this in the show, I'd completely agree that he has a lot of issues.
Always falling down like Humpty Dumpty when you kill him. Oh, you still here?
I wish I wasn't.
And a priestess. Okay, put it on.
Why?
To be a goblin slayer, you must smell like a goblin slayer.
Is that why you smell so rancid?
It's my goblin musk. Now put it on. Feels great.
The Goblin Musk.
I feel violated.
Good. You passed the 10th goblin test.
Hooray!
Hey, you're not out of the woodworks yet. Don't get cocky, kid. Kid! Whoa! Look at that kid. Got chopped off into a million pieces. Sucks to be that kid. Am I
Yep.
right? I'm right.
Is that a dead...
What's a sword? And Ready? What a dumb name. What's a dumb name for a dumb sword? Welcome to the Arsenal, Unbringer. Daddy loves you. Break that! How many of you were there?
4, including me.
Not enough. Did you scout ahead?
I wanted to, but they didn't listen.
Any potions?
They said we didn't need any because they had me, so not enough.
Exactly. They should have listened to you. You might have lived. Now listen to me, you want to live. This place is teeming with goblins.
Love it.
Wild, disgusting goblins. With goblin vomit and
Oh,
goblin
I recognize his voice. I'm sure he's been in another abridged series.
Goblins in this hole. Now you can do 2 things. Go on or go home. I say go home personally. Get yourself a nice hot cocoa and pop on your bunny slippers. Or you can stay here. Kill goblins.
I want to go with you. My friends will have died for nothing if I leave now.
Friends? Yeah, those idiots probably got distracted by that goblin sex toy over there.
That's a sex toy?
What?
I smell it.
Yeah,
Goblin.
they did get distracted, to be
It's
fair.
not the leftovers from the sex toy?
Mine!
Oh, okay. Channeling Vegeta there.
Did you want any goblin?
That's fine. They're all yours.
Mine.
Wolf Slayer. Goblin Slayer. That's me, I'm Goblin Slayer. Can you cast Holy Light?
Yeah.
Yep, we know
and
you're
one more
Goblin
spell
Slayer,
after
dude.
that.
Cast Death.
Symbol of death? That's like an 8th level spell.
Shh. Goblins afoot. There, down there. You see there? I need them not to see there. When you're ready, cast Holy Light.
Right.
All right, priestess. On your
Yeah, see, he's not really all there, is he? Like, this version of Goblin Slayer seems much more broken than the other one,
Staff is
which is good.
shiny.
Do you really need to do that?
What the hell?
Have a spell. Holy light!
Oh!
Okay.
Oh my god, run away! Holy tree!
Run!
On your mark, priestess.
Oh, merciful holy earthlight mother! My stuff is really shining holy light!
The speed at which she says those spells.
More coming! I'm out of spells!
I know. Time to cast my spell. I cast death.
That's not really a spell so much as you kicking a goblin down a hole.
Okay, wait.
There you go. Now it's death.
Sounds of goblins burning to death. Now that's magic.
Okay, but there wasn't really an incantation or anything, so...
This ain't fun.
I was gonna say, stop getting caught up in the details, Priestess. You reminded me of Gohan too much.
Holy crap, you're alive! I'm sorry that they took your clothes and only did that and did nothing else possible.
Okay, whatever you say, Priestess. Oh!
November! Told you they were treacherous and full of lies.
It's November.
This is their goblin nests. Lies!
Baby goblins?
Disgusting, isn't it? These godless wretches multiply like insects. And I'm the exterminator of goblins. The goblin exterminator. The goblinator. The goblinator.
The Goblinator.
Man, you know what? Just keep us Goblin Slayer. I already made the business cards. Alright, kids.
He already made the business cards.
Couldn't there be a good goblin? We don't know if they're evil yet.
I wish I was innocent like you, but I'm not. I'm full of rage and beans, and spirit, pride, and heart, and soul, and rage.
Jesus Christ.
Beans,
He's
spicy beans.
giving Rorschach a run for his money.
Goblin. Now let's make these goblins good. And now there's a pig? What is a pig doing here?
Yeah, I know. I thought that in the episode as well. Okay, this is a good abridged. I'm liking this.
Clean yourself off. You smell like Goblin Slayer. Slayer. Goblin Slayer.
Oh.
Any goblins? I need to kill goblins.
That was that then.
Favor. Follow the-
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That was Goblin Slayer abridged by the Schmuck Squad. Wow. 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 Yeah. Titanstorm. And no, I'm not going to attempt to do an imitation of him doing it really high pitched. I can do some high pitched wavering, but Jesus, I'm not that high. Oh, that was pretty impressive, guys. I really enjoyed that abridged episode. I thought they got the characterizations of the party of Titans-Storm down pretty well. To the point that I was actually more upset that they died in the abridged than I was in the actual episode. I really enjoyed their banter and the interactions, and I think they actually obviously made them actually have more screen time because they were obviously reusing scenes to get more dialogue out of them. But that was one of the complaints I had about the first episode of Goblin Slayer, is that I genuinely didn't actually care whether or not most of those party members lived or died because we'd only really just met them. I think by making them have this kind of banter and making me laugh, I was instinctively more interested in whether or not these guys lived or died. Even though I actually obviously already knew what was going to happen to them. You know, the goblins were just going to rip their clothes off and do absolutely nothing else. As Priestess so accurately put it. I also really like the fact that the lead fighter was obsessed with his sword Endbringer. And they made such a big deal of that, given that he did make a big deal of it in the episode. But again, I thought this abridged version did it so much better. And again, they gave actual dialogue to Magic Girl, which was nice because I felt like she was the most pointless character in the original episode. She really didn't say anything or do much other than cast that firebolt and then immediately get poisoned, and they lost her. I thought that the one that came out the weakest of the three, though, was the martial artist, because even though they gave her a fun introduction, and she did have that comical moment where she was gripping Priestess's shoulder, obviously a lot of her stuff was cut because obviously they probably didn't want to do abridged versions of that stuff, and that's completely fine. I also found it really amusing that in this version, the Priestess was obviously very clued in into what exactly they should be doing in order to ensure that they're actually having a, not a safe adventure, but like they're actually going to stand a chance of clearing out the goblins, you know, scouting the cave, taking in plenty of potions, antidotes, healing, etc, etc. And I love the fact that they were basically just disregarding all of her suggestions. It made her seem like a much more worthwhile member of the party. Like, you do realize, guys, that relying on me is not the answer to all of your problems, and she quite rightly had the right instincts, in my opinion, to being in the cave with those goblins. Like, everybody else was kind of too arrogant which again is very representative of what the actual episode showed us, but I really like the way Abridged kind of nailed it home. And I just really thought that these guys did a fantastic job, so if any of you guys who were involved are watching, well done. I will eagerly await episode 2. If you guys want to go, and please check out the original video, the link will be in the description below. If you want to support them and try and get the episode out faster, feel free to check out all of their links. I'm sure they'll appreciate it. If you haven't seen it yet, and you do go over there because of me, don't forget to tell them I sent you. I hope we get some more, abridged from the current stuff, because I'd love to see an abridged episode of that time I got reincarnated as a slime as well. But I do think Goblin Slayer is a really good anime to abridge, because it's got some great scenes, and obviously the main character having no mouth to worry about syncing with does make life slightly easier. And I'm very curious to see how the abridged would handle the introduction of the rest of the party, Elf, Dwarf, and Lizard Man. I think that'll be a very interesting development as the season goes on. Assuming that they're going to do the entire season, I assume they are. I absolutely loved the way that they changed Goblin Slayer from someone who is a man of few words to someone who never shuts up. I love the references to other abridged. I caught 2 references to Dragon Ball Abridged. The obvious one being Goblin Slayer, mine. And then Priestess said something as well, but I can't quite remember what it was now. But yeah, I thought that they did a really good job of changing his character, and that is ultimately what you want when you're abridging. You want to change the character whilst keeping the character, and it's much harder to do than people think it is. It's really easy to think you can do your own abridged, but in reality it's a really difficult thing to pull off if you want to do it well, and I think these guys have absolutely nailed it. And I thought that they picked the right voice actor and the right effect on his voice to really nail the sound that I imagine that Goblin Slayer could have. I don't know, it just all seemed to fit really well for me, seeing him almost glitching out at the idea of trying to kill goblins, and that's all he wants to do in life. That, in my opinion, seems more in line of what some of the people in the comments section have said that Goblin Slayer is like, when in reality I've not really seen that for myself, whereas this version of Goblin Slayer, oh yeah, he's unhinged. There ain't no doubt about that. He is definitely not all there upstairs. All he wants to do is kill goblins, for he is the Goblin Slayer. I love the idea as well that they were like, what's your name? Your name is Priestess! We are not on a name basis, not in this business. I was like, that's actually pretty good. I almost wish there was an explanation like that in the show itself. I thought that was great. Just a little moment of, nope, we're still Goblin Slayer and Priestess, even in Abridged, we're not going to give these guys names. Anyway guys, that's probably going to be it from me for this Abridged episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and like I said, if you haven't checked it out, please go watch the original video down below. If you enjoyed this reaction, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and drop comments down below letting me know what you thought of this episode of Abridged. Are you excited for more? If you are, discuss below, and if you're not, that's cool too. It's not everybody's cup of tea at the end of the day. But I'm afraid that is it from me for today, my friends. As always, I am Psycho Gold, and I will see you in my next video. Psycho Gold, out.